Well, bonjour et tu bienvenue à Noob Show numero 21 for our 17 French listeners on the main show.
That wasn't French.
It was Frenchish.
It's close
I
enough
don't
to
know.
French.
Ish.
Okay.
It's like cursing and then it's like cussing and then saying "excuse my French." It's about as French as
Your
that.
accent was very Beauty and the Beast.
Thank you.
Lumiere.
I took French for 2 years in high school and don't remember shit
Did you
except
really?
for "ferme la bouche, grand-mère," which means "shut your mouth, grandma." I remember little stuff like that.
I knew that without ever taking. Well, not the grandma, but I knew "femme la bouche," shut your mouth.
Well, I would also like to greet some of our other international listeners. Thank you for joining us on Noob Show, episode 20, whatever.
21.
Norway listener.
And we brought Iron Frakes on, our 100% Viking.
46%.
46%.
Your size is Viking.
Is that are you really what is that? Scandinavian?
Yeah, I'm 46% Danish.
Dang
See, I know I have some Scandinavian in me because my great aunt died from a Scandinavian heart disease that it's incredibly rare.
Oh.
Well, I know that. I know I've got some Cherokee Indian, like every other Southern white guy that exists. My grandfather says I'm related to Robert E. Lee, but I don't like to brag about that one for obvious reasons.
I think your granddad does.
What are the obvious reasons?
Oh, Kevin. Hey, Frakes, how was getting your gallbladder removed?
Oh, it was a delight.
Why was it so sudden? It was just like one day you messaged us, I got to get organs removed. Talk to you guys in a few.
Yeah, I had been hurting for, off and on for about 2 weeks. I felt my first pain. I thought it was just like gas pain or whatever, and it passed. And then the 2 weeks later, crippling pain shot through me, and it was just like, what is this? Okay, I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to drink a gallon of Pepto-Bismol and eat a whole box of Tums, and I'll be okay. And it did not let up for 3 days. And then finally as it was starting to like let up, I started to feel the pains again. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the ER and see what this is. Maybe they'll just tell me it's gas and push on my stomach real hard, like the Last King of Scotland, where Forrest Whitaker just let out a fart that choked the hell out of Ethan Hawke. Was it Ethan Hawke? Y'all remember that movie, The Last King of Scotland?
No.
Never saw it.
Oh, it's like a Ugandan warlord. It's really weird. Anyway, so went in and got an ultrasound, and they're like, yeah, you got gallstones. So here's your options. You can either have us give you something for the pain, send you home, and then you just deal with it, or we'll take your entire gallbladder out because it's so full of stones. And I'm like, no, that makes sense. I do eat like a dumpster. So
you should stop eating stones. That's not good.
Yeah, no. When my gallbladder just starts taking all the toxins and compressing them into little calcium capsules.
Do you pass those?
No, you can't pass gallstones. I mean, it's possible to pass gallstones, but I could not because they were really, really big.
Oh.
The doctor was like, you're not going to pass those.
What's the gallbladder for? Why do we have that?
It creates bile.
Bile, yep.
Oh, I could live without that. Fuck bile.
Yeah. Well, you think that.
Pooping is rather important to the digestive process.
Well,
so.
Now, thankfully, my pooping has just become expedited.
What's that mean?
It's just soft serve all over the place.
No more hard poops for me, or only hard poops for a few days.
Maybe my gallbladder's missing. That sounds like my problem.
Well, it also depends on what you eat. So now I have to cut out fatty foods, greasy foods, spicy foods.
So
it's gonna be good for
stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. I might actually have to start eating sushi now, because apparently that's the healthiest thing that you can eat. That's not just vegetables.
Is it really?
Sushi's all right.
I like
And
fish.
sushi's raw fish is one of the healthiest things you can eat.
She.
When sushi's good, it's good. When
Right,
sushi's
right.
bad, it's really bad.
I mean, that's most foods, right?
No, pizza, even bad pizza fucks.
Eh,
He'll
that's
still
true.
eat a shitty pizza. Like
yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
go get Little Caesars, but I'll still eat Little Caesars.
yeah. Little Caesars
Actually,
is still in
they're-
business.
Their deep dish, the square pizzas,
It's pretty good.
are amazeballs.
Now, I'll say this about bad pizza. Well, the lack thereof of bad pizza. CC's is a thriving business.
Yeah, but it's all you can eat.
Of cardboard with pizza sauce and cheese.
Yeah,
on
but you
top.
can't fuck up pizza. That's just it's a scientific fact.
I've never had a bad time there. I've only been there a few times, but I mean, I lived off those little dollar Tom's pizzas for I don't know a couple of years.
You should get gallbladder. You should get your gallbladder checked because I also lived off of those.
Actually,
But
funny enough, speaking of pizza, sorry, Frakes, I
No,
don't
go
care what
ahead,
you
go
have to say. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're done talking about my missing organs.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Get them back?
Yeah, I really wanted to keep my gallstones though. Apparently, they're pretty.
Oh, that would actually be kind of cool.
They
But-
didn't give them to you?
No, I forgot to ask.
Oh.
See,
Anyway,
what I did was, speaking of pizzas, I was making a Tostitos pizza one night because, there's no food in the house and I may have been doing Oregon activities like one does. And I seasoned myself like a chicken because I got a new package of sriracha and garlic seasoning, which is awesome. Put it on this little Tostitos pizza. But I was just got out of the shower, so I'm still a little moist. And I pop it, it just goes all over me. And I laughed because my fat stomach in the moonlight covered in chicken season made me think I look like a
like a raw turkey.
like a raw turkey about to go in the oven.
Speaking of turkey, hi to our turkey listeners.
Turkey listener.
Oh, is it just the one?
It's just the
Well,
one.
Hi to our listener from
It's
Turkey.
somebody. My suspicion about that is that it's a person looking for a way to scam somebody. So they're checking out, seeing if we leave any information that they
Hey.
can poach and
That's super
used to
pessimistic,
make-
Kevin.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of commitment to maybe get somebody's information. And
My thought was it's
Most
just
of them are
somebody who
broke.
changed their VPN.
yeah, or
Yeah.
VPN user.
Also, it's very offensive because first of all tech support lives in India, not Turkey.
that's true. Yeah.
That's where all the
In
scam
other
calls.
countries.
Well, that's where the call centers are.
Nigeria, I get letters from Nigeria sometimes, like emails from Nigeria.
You know what you
Nigerian
do?
friends.
Anytime you get one, respond to it and be like, I will do anything you need me to do, but let's use Bitcoin. What's your Bitcoin wallet? I'll help you set one up. And then you just, troll them along on that.
It's not Bitcoin so 6 months ago.
Whatever.
It's all about the Doge now.
No, it's not.
It's
if you paid
not.
attention,
It was-
Elon fucked that for
that was a
everybody.
I don't do crypto. I've never paid attention to crypto. I think it's just it's a way for people with a lot of money to blow their money in a way that makes them feel.
You don't need a lot of
I've got
money.
some. I
But-
bought this year.
It's new age
But
stocks
not a lot.
essentially.
Yeah, it's just stocks.
Mhm.
It's just a way to play
It's
the
not
market.
even stocks. It's
It's the same thing. It's just
It's a thing that's
Speculative.
worth money,
investing.
and then the value goes up and down. So if you buy when the value
that
is
should
down,
really go down.
Yeah, it does.
have you seen Dogecoin? Let me
That's
don't
what
make
I
me pull up these
bought.
numbers,
Yeah, I
Kevin.
bought
No,
a
I'm
lot.
talking. Well, I'm speaking
Not a
of
lot.
Bitcoin itself.
Oh, yes, it did.
Like
Yeah, Bitcoin
month.
dropped like $500 per share.
No. It dropped like $30,000 per share.
Oh, that's right. It was 500% is what
It
it
was
dropped.
like it was a big drop.
how does? I don't understand how. I understand how it goes up,
People
yeah.
sell it.
but how does?
People sell it off. And when they sell it off,
Which means, in order to sell it, though, you have to have a buyer for it.
No,
don't
there's
you?
a
no.
there's
they're
like-
short
You can just
selling.
cash out.
Yeah, people can cash out. And when
Yeah.
everybody cashed out, the price of it just plummeted.
hmm
So, I mean, it really is. Do y'all remember that game of life?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
the
play it.
board
My
game.
kids, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Where you would have the opportunity to play the market in the game
Mhm.
if you landed on the right spot,
Mhm.
and you would put how much ever money you wanted to put on there and spin the wheel, and if it landed on those numbers, then you got that money back plus some. That's what crypto is. In my
Sort of. I mean,
opinion.
it's very gambling esque,
mm-hmm.
and it's very much affected by public
People with
sentiment,
power.
and social sentiment, and stuff like that too. And
thanks. Every time you hit your vape, are you familiar with? I'm trying to remember what bird it is. I want to say
Adankus Cloudus.
There's a, I forget where it is in the world, but there's a dish that they cook that has a hatchling
Boulette.
bird in a soup, and they put a towel over
Yeah, to
their
hide-
head to eat it because it is so.
They're hiding their shame from God, is why they cover their head.
That's all you need to do is put a towel over your head, and
Yeah.
you're hidden from God. Awesome.
baby bird.
Yeah,
It's a baby bird soup, but the baby bird is whole.
I want to say it's boulette, but I could be mistaken.
Huh.
I think
Like
Balut?
That is not good.
it's no, balut is the Filipino, I believe, but it's a fertilized duck egg.
Oh, it's not just fertilized; it's mostly developed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They gobble them up. It was a thing on Fear Factor.
Oh, there's a whole list of baby bird soups. The Chinese have one called Yan Wo.
I don't
Bird's
know.
nest soup.
I've
Yeah,
heard of
that's
that
the
one.
one, the bird nest soup.
I think you just cook bird nests for that one. You get out the little doo-doo pieces.
So gross.
I'm no Anthony Bourdain, but he's the one who I learned about it through in one of his multiple shows that he was the star of back in the day.
Have you guys signed the most important petition I've ever seen?
What's that?
To get Jeff Bezos to buy and then eat the Mona Lisa?
Oh, I saw that. No, I haven't.
He's rich enough to do it.
I haven't.
Yeah, he's a private citizen, so every other person besides Jeff Bezos in the world could sign that petition, and he'd go, no.
No, that's the thing. All petitions are like that.
It is balut. It is balut, by the way. Finally, I said it wrong. I said boulette, but it's balut.
You're insulting our French listeners.
Our French
again.
listeners shouldn't be eating baby birds.
I'm not sure if that's a French food. It's a baby duck.
Look, first off, babies taste better. That's just a fact. Veal, suckling pig,
Baby bear burgers.
Baby bear burgers. Yep.
Yeah, they're more tender.
I try not to think about where food comes from.
And they haven't had years to pollute their system with toxins, and thus destroying their gallbladder and having to have them removed.
Salmon roe.
So babies,
Caviar.
well,
That's
neither of which are fertilized, I believe.
that you know of. It's really hard to tell. They're just sitting there in a sperm soup when they get scooped up.
Speaking of sperms,
I don't want to talk
Or do they cut them? I think they cut them out of the female, actually.
I know
Yeah.
for the sturgeon caviar, that's what they do. That's the most expensive caviar. Caviar also tastes like ocean water and is disgusting
Agreed.
Really?
and not worth the money.
I disagree. I think things that have that very natural briny taste are delicious. You get a good briny oyster. Oh, there's
yeah, those are
nothing
good.
better.
Nope. No, I
Nope.
100% disagree with you.
Salty.
Suck it right out
Oh,
of that shell.
You might as well just.
Yes.
No, nope. That's like sucking on a filter. And that's what it is. It's an ocean filter. And gross. How hungry did the first person to discover oysters have to be to pry open a rock?
There's a
And
long
suck
history
it
of hunger in this
down.
world, so I'm sure somebody
Yeah,
you
it's
eat
true.
something, but we found some really tasty things. Oysters are really good. I haven't had any in a while. My wife doesn't like them, so I don't very good at oyster roast.
Especially when put into the bottom of a shot glass with some absolute papar, a dash of Tabasco. and horseradish, and then stirred up.
I've never tried that. That
Oh.
sounds pretty good.
It's
That
an
sounds
oyster shooter,
terrible.
Bo.
I've never
That
had one.
sounds
Delicious.
like the worst fucking thing I can imagine.
I'd try it. You had me at vodka.
Next time you go to see Toker at work, walk over next door and get yourself a spicy oyster shooter from Pearls.
No,
Might
They
try
are
that.
well worth the money.
They don't have them
oysters
in
are a
Carolina.
texture thing. They're
Are
juicy.
you gonna listen? Are you gonna listen to the man who watches Requiem for a Dream every year? Every year.
I need to watch that. I didn't know that was a what's his name?
I've watched it
Adam
3
Levine.
times in my life.
Adam
I
Levine.
don't watch it every year.
Are you gonna listen to a man who has watched Requiem for a Dream more than once?
Well, I mean, I don't think people are. If you're wrong about something, it doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong about everything.
Yeah, and besides, this past weekend, my wife and I had a Stephen King weekend. We watched both It and Doctor Sleep.
Oh yeah, Doctor Sleep.
Oh, those are both good.
Which
the new.
I thought
the
it was-
new
are
it.
amazing movies.
The new one or the old one?
The new one,
Oh yeah.
the Sarsgaard It.
See, the new one's better than the old one.
I like
Tim
it.
Curry. Tim Curry's the better It. Period.
Uh,
I don't know. Skarsgård does a
torn
really
on-
good job.
He does.
Sarsgaard did when he can make his eyes point out in opposite directions.
Yeah.
That is the creepiest thing a person can do.
No,
I
I'm
don't-
not. He did a great job. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying I personally love the Tim Curry performance a lot more. He feels
It's
like
more cartoony. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
but
like
that's
more
what
of
he's
a clown.
supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be this cartoony figure that's
I think it was scarier in a way because of that.
Where did you get the idea he's supposed to be cartoony? Did you read the book?
Yes, I read the book, and it's cartoony when they're children, and it is until he's scary.
because
Yeah, I
he
think
wants to lure
he's
the
a-
children in.
Right.
He's
That's
a
my point.
creature who feeds off of fear.
Yeah.
But he's got to
never-
get them close. It's my opinion. In my opinion, the Tim Curry clown is more cartoony and more clowny until he gets scary than Skarsgård it, because Skarsgård is just scary off the dick.
Yeah.
Like right off the rip, he's terrifying. Even when he's talking to Georgie and being as friendly as he possibly can, he's still got luminescent eyeballs and he's still creepy as shit. Whereas Tim Curry, he's friendly at first.
He seems that way. It's almost. I mean, he gives me the feel of like a birthday party clown or something
Yeah. Yeah.
for a minute, and then you're. I think I like that part of it. But no, they were both good. I definitely. I think they did a really good remake of it. I think it was
Again,
really
I
good.
think the new movies are better all around.
Well, there's better effects, there's bigger
Yeah.
budget, there's more possibilities to
Yeah.
explore.
they didn't
that's all
fuck it
being
up,
said.
right? I mean, that's the biggest thing that they usually do with remakes is fuck them up, but they didn't.
Well,
Mhm.
they did leave out the child orgy scene, which everybody's upset about that.
Nobody's upset about that. I think that was the
Literally
best choice they could have
everybody-
made.
It's such a weird part of that book.
It really
Yeah.
is. They just want to.
I never understood that part of the book. Like,
They were losing their innocence.
There you go.
Quote unquote.
Becoming
It was
adults.
them losing their innocence so that they were no longer as tasty to the clown. That is the straight from Stephen King explanation.
Mhm.
Whereas he could have just said, I was on a lot of cocaine.
Which he was. He doesn't remember writing Cujo. That's when you said a Stephen King weekend. I was like, oh, that's why you had a heart attack or stroke. Sorry,
Okay.
because them Stephen King weekends. Oh, that's
Yeah.
the name of the episode, Stephen King weekend.
Stephen King weekends.
That's pretty good. Doctor Sleep's great too. I love that movie.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Doctor Sleep was an amazing movie. And from what I remember, I've only read the book once, and it was years ago. But from what I remember of the book, it's probably the closest Stephen King movie to the book that I've seen.
What about
Well,
Silver
his-
Bullet?
His
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
totally what that book's like.
well, I will say that the television adaptation of The Shining is closer to The Shining than the Stanley Kubrick version of The Shining.
Is that the one with Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson was Stanley Kubrick. The guy from Wings was the
band.
no, the TV show.
No,
Oh,
the
sorry.
TV show.
Yeah, that's been canceled probably before you were born.
Who was it from Wings though?
It was the Carefree brother.
Yeah, the fun one.
Joel, not Joel,
Okay.
not the mechanic, and not the uptight brother, but the Hawaiian shirt wearing brother.
Gotcha. I never saw that
Yeah,
version.
I mean, he
If I do or
actually
not, I can't
wields
remember.
he wields the croquet mallet the way the book intended, which
Who's-
honestly, it just didn't make sense to me.
Who's some of y'all's favorite directors?
Oh, I don't watch the credits.
Guy Ritchie,
What has he done?
Yeah, Guy
I-
Ritchie's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Rock and
Guy
Roller,
Ritchie
Lock,
is
Stock,
great.
Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch,
Layered cake.
Layer Cake, the two Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
I do
were
know
come
those.
too. Those are good.
Yeah, he did those.
That's the first one you named that I've known.
Have y'all
You
seen
still haven't
the
seen Snatch? Snatch is so good.
Have y'all seen
Oh,
the
damn.
Enola Holmes? The one with him who's in that one? Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Cavill.
Those are pretty good. It's got them and then the chick from Stranger Things as that plays in. I think it's on Netflix. It's good.
I believe it is
11?
good.
Yeah, the girl that plays 11. She plays Enola
Hmm.
Holmes in that. It's a Henry Cavill's Sherlock Holmes, but it's mostly about her.
What about
Is-
you, Kevin? I'm sorry, Matt. Sorry, I didn't realize you were finished.
Oh, I think I was. Go ahead.
It's hard to argue with what's already been stated. I'd probably throw in a J.J. Abrams. I enjoy his movies.
That's your opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. You can't be wrong about your own opinion.
And then, damn it, what's his name? Clockwork Orange.
Kubrick.
Like, that's Kubrick.
Everybody likes Kubrick. That's just
Or
a
in
fact.
fact, who did, damn it, what's the Vietnam movie?
Saving Private Ryan.
No,
That's Kubrick.
older.
The
I
Saving
thought,
Private Ryan was
uh,
World War II.
Private Ryan was
It-
a Spielberg. right?
Vietnam. It's got
Platoon?
Forrest
Is that-
Gump.
Is that the one you're talking about? Platoon?
no, it's not Platoon. I'm trying to think. The cover of the movie is the gun with the helmet on it. It says,
Apocalypse Now. Oh, no, you're talking about Full Metal Jacket.
There it
Yeah.
is. Thank you.
That's also
That's
Kubrick.
also
directed that.
Kubrick. That's Kubrick.
Is that Kubrick?
That is
too?
Kubrick.
Holy cow.
No,
so
he's
your favorite director is Kubrick.
which is
Got
fine.
Word.
He did more than I thought.
We
No, he-
nailed it down. He also did the moon landing.
You know, that was the thing about Kubrick. He was so specific about his movies that he made them film on location.
Yeah, yeah,
He just wanted free vacations.
Yeah. Like Adam Sandler.
yeah, yeah. All of his post Happy Madison movies.
Make a movie in Hawaii.
We're gonna make a movie on a
51st
Carnival
Dates.
Cruise Line.
So who is it, Matt? Who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, Guy Ritchie's probably one of my favorite ones. I honestly I don't watch the credits that much. So I don't keep up with producers and all that stuff too much. So I'm not really sure, but I probably have some favorite. I mean, I like certain movies, but I really should pay attention more to them. I know probably the directors for most of the shit I watch have Japanese names, so. And I guess the animators or the artists are probably more important.
No, they actually have directors for anime.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. They're I don't know if I can pronounce their names.
Speaking of, I
Fujio
just
Kiro.
found Fujio Kiro, Akira Kurosawa.
Who did Princess Mononoke?
Studio-
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
that-
he was like-
there.
Which
That's Studio
yeah,
Gimli.
There's a lot of Miyazakis because there's the Miyazaki who does the Ghibli, and then there's the Miyazaki that does all the Dark Souls games.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I mean, it's a game. That's different.
I just have
No.
respect for anybody named Miyazaki.
Speaking of anime, I found recently that there's another streaming site that I didn't know about called High Dive,
Hi.
which is HIDIVE. It's $5 a month. It's the same as Crunchyroll or Funimation, but they have a lot of the anime that are censored on Crunchyroll or Funimation are not censored on High Dive.
That's dope.
So I spent $6 more to do that, because if I'm going to watch something that's this team of people put time, effort, and blood, sweat, and tears into, I want to see the actual vision that they are putting out there. I don't want to see some, covered up garbage that's more distracting than a nipple. I'm sure that the nipple doesn't have that much to play into the story, but it's just like, I was watching one where the entire screen was white. I'm like, what is the point of this shot?
That's some big
Why
boobs,
would you
man.
animate?
Big boobs.
Like, why even animate it? Why put that in there? Just cut the whole part out and
Because
dub over the ADR.
they're going to release it on High Dive where people can see it.
And also,
Plus, a lot of those guys just draw what they like,
Yeah, that's true.
And America's like the only country that's pretty open with gore.
Yeah.
And pretty closed off with sexuality, while most other countries it's flipped. Like,
Yeah,
no one cares if you see a nipple, but they do care about seeing, like
guts coming out.
Yeah, we have zero censorship on just pretty much anything violent.
Well, I found out that most of the censorship from anime is on our end. We request that they censor it because Americans have this prudish belief that cartoons are supposed to be for children, as opposed to, these are adult themes and adult concepts. And instead of like saying, okay, we'll just market that toward adults, they still market it towards kids. And it's still got those adult themes like murder and rape and incest and just horrible, horrible shit. But they just edit out the nipple? Come on now.
Can't have that.
It's stupid.
No nipples.
It's
no nips.
It annoys me.
So one of my favorite directors is.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Nobody asked you.
Fuck your opinion, dude. Nobody cares.
I was gonna say Tim Burton.
Oh yeah, I like him too.
He just has his own thing. Someone made a joke, or was it College Humor did a whole skit about Tim Burton and how it's like he's going through the process of the movie, and it's just like, I want jonky buildings and weird backgrounds, okay? Get Danny Elfman on the phone. Tell him I want something that goes bum 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 bum. Get Johnny Depp and my wife on it, and writes it. It's just, it's like his formula.
I don't think I've ever seen one of his movies I didn't like.
I did not like. What's the one where they're singing a bunch? The worst five.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. I did not like Sweeney Todd.
I enjoyed Sweeney Todd. It's
Sweeney
one
Todd.
of
That's
the
the
only
Barber of
musicals that I
Seville,
do
right?
like.
That's the
No, the
Yep.
Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Yeah,
The Barber of Seville is an opera.
And a
Yeah,
Looney
but I thought it was the
Tunes.
same story, right?
No.
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 And then the other one is Sam Raimi because he has the best Spider-Man movies.
Which ones were those?
Tobey
The one
Maguire.
where they just did two of them and then stopped.
No, they did. He did the first 3 Spider-Man movies.
He did Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, the early 2000s.
Those are not the
He
best
did the
ones.
emo
Those are the best
Spider-Man.
What a
Those are not the best
weird choice.
I love those
But-
movies.
Sam Raimi, didn't he do Evil Dead?
He did those too. That's another reason.
And-
Yeah.
He did Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead. Wait, he did Evil Dead, and I think somebody else
No,
did.
he did.
Oh yeah, he did Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, but somebody else did the remake of Evil Dead with his permission.
But he was consulted heavily on it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That was a good remake, by the way.
I don't think I watched
Yeah.
that.
That remake was when it started raining blood. I was like, "Oh, this is."
Is that the new one? that
There's a
just came
fact
out?
about that.
Or is that been a while back?
2009, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
I thought there
good
was
10
something like
years
that that
ago.
just came out on Netflix, but I haven't watched.
No, they're getting ready to release. This is E3 week, and they announced and released a trailer for Evil Dead video game.
I mean, oh, well, you know what? But Elden Ring, I don't care anything except about Elden Ring. That's hopefully it's gonna be at that E3.
Just to backtrack real quick, 70,000 gallons of fake blood for the entire new Evil Dead made in 2013, and that raining blood scene was 50,000 gallons on itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was
That was all
50,000
practical.
Wow.
Only thing that would have made that seem better is if Slayer's song of Raining Blood were to start up right as it started to trickle down.
I don't know. I think that would have changed the tone a little bit. That would have made it more metal and less terrifying.
Yeah. If Bruce Campbell showed up with his chainsaw arm and saved her, then yes, play Slayer's
Yeah.
Rain and Blood.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if she's running for her life. But Matt, yes, Elden Ring looks so fucking good.
I didn't even watch that trailer or anything.
You're not a Dark Souls fan, are you?
I don't play video games.
I liked that trailer there was just every second was another way for you to die in that game.
It's their first open world game.
It
George
looks
R. R.
good.
Martin
The horses
worked
and
on the lore.
mounts and stuff. It looks good. I'm excited for it. So, I bought myself the Dark Souls remaster finally.
Yes. You need help on it? I'm ready to go.
I hadn't even started it yet, but I'm getting ready. I'm going to, but probably in a
Hey,
few
if you want to
weeks.
play tonight, I will hop on and
I might play some tonight. I might do that. So
that'd be fun. I love that game so much. I just have to turn all my mods off.
Yeah, I
like-
think my main like hang up on video games is I can't play them well. And I don't want to invest the time to learn how to play them well. Like my hand-eye coordination is shit.
Oh, my hand-eye coordination is terrible, so I can't do any athletic sports. But my thumb coordination is pretty good.
That's still your hand-eye coordination. You're just, it doesn't involve your shoulders or your elbows.
It's one finger there that I lack coordination.
Yeah, I think it's a little. You can have bad hand-eye coordination and have good video game skills.
I've also got really bad twitch reflexes. Like you need those to be able to control the thumb just enough.
Depends on what you play. Like I play like Civilization and stuff like that, and it's like point and click, turn-based strategy. You know, those are fun, but you don't use a mouse.
And that's why Matt doesn't have good thumb-eye coordination.
It is. Well, it's not why.
I think I'm pretty decent at it.
I'm all right. I'm definitely not
I'm not the greatest at video games.
Great video
but
game
I'm
player,
not
but I
the
have
worst.
fun.
Like for example, I'm still working on Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so is the people developing it. They're still working on it.
Kevin, you do that a lot though. You don't like you start like long games
And
like
then
that.
want to do every damn thing I
don't
could
end up
possibly
getting some.
do and have to do it right and restart
Yeah, I do that
5
sometimes, too.
times because the first 2 times I'm just learning the game. Then the third time I fuck up on my build, and then eventually I'll get it to where I'm set to go to the end of game.
That's what stresses me about Dark Souls is that you can't respec in it. You're stuck.
Well, you can in the third and the second one.
Well, yeah, but not the first one. That's what's out.
Not the first
I've
one.
been looking at different things and figure out what kind of character I want to make.
What are you thinking about, Matt?
Pyromancer, probably.
That's a fun one.
I've never done that one. I did sorceries on that, and that's the one that yeah, that's the one I quit on because it sucks in the first Dark Souls.
I just panic whenever I actually have to do something in the game, fight an enemy or dodge or hit a button to get out of the way. I just always panic.
Well, the good thing about Dark Souls though is you're supposed to die a lot,
Yeah.
so I do that really well in that game.
I thought you were gonna say it's forgiving.
No, that game is not forgiving. That game is brutal.
It is not, but I do love them a lot. But I have never finished. I've completed Dark Souls 2 once. Twice, and then I've beat Dark Souls 3 like 4 or 5 times.
You know, I've never gotten all the way
Mhm.
through the first level of Mario. The original Super Mario
That's
Brothers.
just sad, Frakes.
How
It's
have you not done
really,
that?
I never had a Nintendo at my house. So it was my
Mm.
cousin's Nintendo. And I would get the chance to play Luigi. And I would lose all of my lives before I got to the first flag.
Frakes, that's like
Yeah, you should not play video games.
So I don't.
Probably not.
Yeah, no. If that's just how you need to stick to tabletop.
I fill my void with tabletop and anime.
Speaking of tabletop, we're playing a Troika game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Me too. The fucking initiative system looks the most fun.
Oh, it's fun. It's interesting. It's
Mhm.
And you getting hit, you have a chance to defend
Yep.
yourself, which is
Yep.
cool.
Well, that's because you might not
Get to go.
get to go around.
I
mean,
know.
that happened to Toker a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
You're fighting a single boss character and you're all ganged up around it. It's, you know,
It
you hit it, it hits you, and you hit it, it hits you, and then
Yeah, it's a fun I'm excited to play it again because I had a good time with that, and
I like how they've done the weapons where it's like you can have any weapon, but it's going to be based off this chart
Yep.
of damage sword, damage
yeah,
club,
I mean,
or
that's
whatever.
just it's a lot of good flavor in it.
I'm hoping that when I roll, I get the sword lawyer. And their whole thing is they determine law by sword. Like they have an arena where they sword fight to the death to determine if a client is innocent or guilty, or to determine what legislature goes in place. I read about that and I was like, that's dope.
There's some cool. I haven't read all of them, but there's some cool ones in there. I kind of don't. I mean, I kind of don't want to read all of them, so it's kind of a. I don't know. That was a fun part of that night of rolling the dice
Discovering it.
and discovering what you
Yeah.
are. That was kind of fun. I like that a lot. It's fun. You gonna play, Kevin?
I don't know that I'm gonna have time to read the rules at all.
Don't.
No, I didn't either. I didn't read it. No, I don't think any of us read it last
none
time.
of us read it. We learned it as we went, and it's so
really
simple, dude. You don't have to know
Yeah.
anything.
I didn't have time to even read anything about it until the, until we put
Terrence,
in there.
Terrence legitimately told me how to do it in 10 minutes. You use nothing but D6s, and the game encourages
That-
make it up as you
Yep.
go along.
Weren't there percentiles also?
No, it was a D66.
Yeah, it's 60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
you
how that
rolled.
was.
Which
Gotcha.
you roll 2 D6s, and you get anywhere from 11 to 66.
And that's only once to determine your character.
59 is between 11 and 66. You can't get that.
Why?
How are you gonna roll a 9 on a D6?
when it's upside down. Silly.
Duh.
I use pips.
Well, then that's your own fault, Grandpa.
just-
Yeah, that makes
And
me
my
wonder,
sixes
how the-
have the line on them when they're.
Now I gotta-
Ah,
Now I gotta pull up the
Yeah,
rule book.
see,
Speaking of which, because now I gotta look back at the numbers for their features, because the races or backgrounds or whatever they call them.
I think
awesome.
I don't think that they're actually 11 through 66. Oh yeah, no, it is.
Right,
It
11.
is.
No, you roll one dice for 1d6 for
Oh.
your 10s, so 1 through 6.
I think it's like 1 through 16, 20.
yeah. I
through-
mean,
I don't know.
Kevin's right. I mean, it can't be more than 6 on
Yeah,
the on the.
And maybe
one-
it
the
stops
play.
at 6.
Yeah.
Hold on. You got 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21. Okay, so it does do it that way.
But it's
Huh.
not. We can do it, right?
Yeah.
It's 11. It's 11 through 6 of its number. I didn't think there were 66.
When you cast spells, it takes a little bit of your health away.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's very Dark Suns though.
You can no wait. I actually thought of a really cool creative character for it, a wizard, but all he has is those prismatic orbs. Like he has a bottomless bags of them. Because you can crack the wizards can crack one open, sniff them, and then the spell doesn't take any of their stamina away.
Hmm.
But here's the thing: if you roll a critical failure, which in the game I think is
An
rolling
11.
no, a 12, getting two
Oh,
sixes.
two sixes.
Spellcasting
One-
is the opposite.
Well, it's 2 6s
Yeah,
or
spellcasting.
2, right?
No, a 2 is like you do really
Oh,
well.
because you're supposed to
'cause you
roll
wanna
under.
roll
That's
under.
right. You're rolling under.
Yeah, for your skills, Kevin, you roll under. So you have a number and you want to go. But anyway, if you roll a 12, you just instantly die.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be a really fun, chaotic character where you bust open an orb, you sniff it, and you just hope your spell doesn't
Yeah.
kill you.
OD.
You hope you
And
don't
then you
overdo
roll
it.
up another
Overdose.
one immediately.
Yeah, and like that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do the pre-made adventure
What
first.
I really
it seems
like
fun.
about this segment that we have right here on Noob Show is it's going to appeal to 5 people worldwide.
Hey, that's fine.
I think that is being
Whatever.
very
There's
generous.
4 of us here.
And also, you're probably hearing through the show about D&D or watching D&D anyway. So
Yeah.
fuck it. It's my show. I can do what I want.
Oh no, I was saying that in a very positive outlook.
I will also say my favorite class I found is the member of Miss Kinsey's Dining Club.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
You're Kevin, your skills are etiquette, strength, tracking, trapping, and gastrology.
Tramping?
Tracking
Tracking.
and trapping.
Oh, tracking. I thought you said tramping.
And your weapons are sharp metal dentures, forked dentures, and then blunt metal dentures. And if you do a critical with the blunt dentures, you can take flesh off of one finger or one small appendage. It is a super awesome class, and if I ever get to make a character,
that's the Hannibal Lecter class, right?
Yeah, like they are very adequate, focused people, but they eat everything. Like they are in the culinary gastronomy, which is a Pathfinder character I've always wanted to make, which is just a fighter that eats everything he kills.
Oh, okay.
And just accepts the consequences.
So
I give him a high ass con and a high ass strength.
So a bandit chef instead of a bandit chief.
Yeah. With dyslexia.
It's a big common mistake. Very different
they're in the party with the Rouge.
But depending on how this one shot goes with Troika and everybody likes it, that will probably be how I do the one shots from now on, is through Troika.
The Troika one shots?
Mm-hmm. And I would have it like you make your hub character, like, basically who you are. And then you go into worlds and you're basically the world police or the universal police.
I like it.
And you have access to all the world. And if something goes wrong, you guys go in. But what happens is you end up taking over a random creature as an avatar.
That's kind of cool.
And because you're going to it the first time, I will let you choose the race you want because you have time to prepare. But if you die, you get sucked into a random one to keep the mission going.
That's pretty cool, actually. So you're Agent Smith, basically.
Yeah.
You stick your hand inside of an Asian woman, and now that Asian woman is Agent Smith.
Yeah. But again, it'd be cool, I think, just to have a way to.
That is cool.
That's the way to kind of link all the one shots, because Troika is the whole. You go into different worlds and everything's fucking wacky.
Well, I'll tell you what game system is kind of exciting me is the one that Terrence is developing, the Hard Galaxy, straight sci-fi.
Yeah, I've read some of that stuff. I haven't read all of it, but I've read some of it.
It's dense. It's
cool.
a lot. If he can actually get some decent illustrations and bind it, we can publish that under Homebrew Detritus Publishing or Detritus Publishing House.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Detritus Publishing Syndicate. I like that better.
Terrence is really good about writing those like rules and stuff.
It's just the finish.
He can do it. And I would really like Ryan to do more art, because Ryan's art is awesome. He's the one that did
he did our Mimic,
the
Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could get back into art.
I need to. I'm going to, hopefully when things slow down a little bit, because I'm still unfinished with that.
I feel like all of my talent left me as soon as I walked out of art school.
No, you still got it. You gotta get back to it.
Art school is whack.
It is. It is. When you go into it, you think, oh, I'm a pretty decent artist. I can draw stuff. I got my proportions down. And then you watch a guy bust out a full 9x5 landscape with characters in action poses with a skeletal snake flying in between them in 10 minutes. You're like, oh, I'm shit at this.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's always going to be somebody better than you. I mean, you're always, it's just saying, it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to just have somebody's going to do something better, faster, or whatever.
Not only is someone going to be better than you, it's going to be a 10-year-old Chinese girl who is better than you.
And she's going to say shit about your mom.
Yeah, and how you're living in a capitalist society, you pig.
You pig.
But also the Troika art is so fucking cool.
It's very psychedelic.
Like just the Sorceress of the College of Friends. It's just, I love the way I would get tattoos of all this art and cover my body in it. And it would look
That's good
awesome.
stuff. I'm excited. We're doing that tomorrow, right?
tomorrow.
Well, it'll be, I guess, before, whatever.
Well, who
Not-
knows when
not
it
tomorrow.
will actually come out. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to put a little bit more work into the editing of this, and like add some sound
That's right. You're
effects and some
debuting
music.
your video editing skills.
No, I'm not doing video. I'm just gonna do audio.
We're
I'm gonna
just
stick
not-
with what I know.
We're just gonna do. Oh, we're not filming tomorrow.
Oh no, we are filming the Troika. He's talking about his noob show that we're recording right now.
No, Troika is going to be audio only.
Yeah, Troika. I'm gonna try to do Troika audio
Oh,
only.
I thought
Stick with what I know.
I didn't realize you were editing all that and everything too.
Well, I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it
Oh,
goes.
okay.
I mean, who
Good. It'd be
knows?
good for somebody else to have some hand in that. Take some of it off of Toker.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm gonna try to add some music, maybe some sound effects. I say that now until I'm actually into it.
Well, I know that, Toker's got a lot on his plate with the editing and all the production value that goes into our shows. And I wanted to help him out with it. And he's like, no, I'd rather do it myself. And I'm like,
He's one of those
Okay.
people, Toker. If you're
Well,
listening,
I'm down.
I think. I think with the stuff he's fine with what he's working on. It's just when we do extra stuff or added stuff or anything like that, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's where.
Yeah. Which makes
know.
sense. It's extra. I mean, he's at his
Yeah.
slightly less than comfortable amount of stuff that he wants to do, or
Yeah.
feels like he can do competently and well.
Plus, I mean, Yarnum is his baby, right? I mean, you don't
Yeah.
want anybody to touch your creation.
Yeah, you don't want anybody
That's
touching
right.
your baby.
Don't touch my baby and don't put it in some damn nest soup.
Or a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Oh,
but yeah, no, it's been fun. We all kind of found our little jobs within the company. Mahogany's like in
if I have
charge
a
of all the
job in the
stream.
company, I don't know what I do.
Matt, you handle all of our fucking
Yeah,
business
you-
shit.
Take minutes. That's right.
You handle
Yeah, you do all that.
the actual business side of the business.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I didn't really do a whole lot aside from call people and look places up, but we're kind of putting that on hold for right now, aren't we?
Well, I've just been
Yeah.
busy, but I'm
Stamps
gonna
are
be-
expensive.
Mm.
I'm gonna be unbusy soon.
Speaking of which, Matt, how are those classes going? As we saw your 90% scores.
Hell yeah, I
Well,
killed
well-
that. I was so excited about that. I missed that one that I made like a 96 on. That was the national part, and there was 80 questions.
What
and I
are
missed
what are some of the
3.
questions?
Oh, I don't know. There's like just stuff like buyer A pays $287,000 for a house at the 4% homeowners rate with 287 mills. What's his tax rate?
Sounds like a
for
sounds
the
like a
year.
math question.
It's a lot,
very
yeah, there's a lot of math,
complicated
law.
word problem.
Complicated word problems, a lot of law, a lot of real estate law.
What do you have to disclose to people?
Mainly like material facts and stuff about the house. If you know anything, you don't have to discover, but you have to. If you know something, you have to discover. You know what's something that's really cool is if somebody died in the house, that doesn't have to be disclosed.
What about
doesn't?
murdered?
Murdered doesn't have to be disclosed. That's a psychological defect, and it's a stigma. So basically, you don't have to disclose it. Now, if like say if you were my client, then and I found out that somebody died in the house, I would have a duty to tell you, but the homeowner, the seller, doesn't have to.
Oh, I
disclose it.
see.
Yeah. If I knew, I mean, I would.
So you
have
tell
to
the
disclose
buyer,
it.
but the homeowner doesn't have to disclose to you. But if there's
Nope.
termite damage, the homeowner has
Then, yeah.
to disclose to you, and you have to disclose to the buyer.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is not me like coming after you, Matt. Why do real estate agents exist? Is it just because people don't like selling their own houses, or is it like a legal thing?
It's a lot of legal stuff and to give advice and counsel to somebody, and what's good, what's bad, to give them estimates and things like that, and opinions on price of their house, what they should sell it for, neighborhood they're in.
You can sell land too, right?
I can sell land, houses, commercial. I can sell anything.
So correct me if I'm wrong.
Property management.
A real estate agent is basically a very specialized accountant / salesman.
No, I mean it depends on what you want to do, but I mean, there's part of that too. Accounting, that's more the brokers that you work for, do a lot of the accounting and keep up with earnest money, and you work as a liaison basically between two people to facilitate the transfer of ownership of a home.
What are the hours like?
I mean, it's gonna be a lot of Saturdays and Sundays, Fridays, and
I
stuff
can
like
see
that.
that. People are
Because
out. They're off buying houses and shit on those days. I get it.
well, yeah, and then down here, people come from out of town. They come in on a Friday. They want to spend the weekend. They want to look at houses full time. So that's what you do. But days
What
off.
are you talking about? People don't even look at the houses before they buy.
Well,
them
no,
these
not right
days.
now. But I mean, now's an anomaly. It's not something that's gonna continue forever. Probably another year or two.
Well, I'm just going to say I think you're very brave for getting into the housing market. I'm not going to call it smart, but I'm going to call it brave.
Yeah, we'll find out. I guess we'll find
I
out.
mean-
But it's still gonna be it's still a couple months away. That was
It's
just you basically have to take a test. You have to take a test at the end of the first class
So
and you have to pass it, and then you have to submit that to the real estate commission, and then they tell you that you're approved to go take the PSI test, which is the state monitored test. And then once you
I'm
go
about
take
to-
that, you get another certificate saying you completed it, and then you have to finish another 30 hours of class time. And once you finish that, then you can get your license. So it's a long time. It's a long process.
sounds
but
like a fucking nightmare.
See, though, I'm going to take classes here soon to get my mushroom foraging certification so I can go up to Virginia, pick a couple pounds, and then sell it. Partly back to my restaurant. But you have to have a license to sell the mushrooms that get
Well,
foraged.
yeah, that makes sense.
because,
You got to make sure that it's edible. I mean, all mushrooms are edible. Some mushrooms are only edible once.
Well, actually, most of them will just make you sick. There are a good bit that will kill you, like the death cap.
Yeah.
Real common.
They just
I used to know how to tell the difference between a poisonous one and a non-one. There's something to do with the way the shape or the
Well, they have something called
it's the frills, right?
a cloak. They have something called a
Cloak.
cloak.
That's
It
what
looks like a popped collar on the stem. Those usually signify toxic.
Oh.
I'm sure there's always exceptions to the rules. I think that's one of the main difference between chanterelles and jack-o'-lanterns. Is that, and I think the frills as well.
Are they?
It's like a $300
Are they
class.
frills or gills? What are they actually called?
Gills are
Yeah, they're under the
underneath.
cap.
I don't know. Mushrooms are fucking
Yeah, mushrooms
cool.
are very cool. I think they are the foundation of every ecosystem. Mushrooms and fungus and mold.
There's a theory that the way that humans became the way that they did is, they're before primate brains, that someone ate some magic mushrooms and then turned into smart human man.
Well, it's probably more likely, though, that we
Yep.
discovered fire and started cooking our meats, which changed the proteins, which caused our brains to evolve better.
Huh.
That's the theory that I've heard most recently. Although there is still the concept that
Oh, that's an older theory, but I believe it's Graham Hancock who was the one who wrote the book on the psilocybin mushroom, and there's art depiction of early mushrooms that was right around when civilization was just starting.
well, there is also the theory that mushrooms and fungus, if a species is beneficial to the mushroom or the fungus, it is beneficial to that species. It's like a fast track to evolution. Like if there's a species that's detrimental to the fungus that doesn't help it produce, then it becomes poisonous to that specific species. Which like black mold. Black mold did not exist, according to some theories, before we started building houses in the woods. When we built the houses, the black mold realized that we were not beneficial to its ecosystem, so it poisons us.
I don't know, but I mean, there's 25 or 30 different species of black mold and stuff. There's like,
And they all hate us. It's obvious.
They are all detrimental to humans. And they all generally grow in houses.
They like that climate, but I mean they had to come from somewhere. I mean it takes millions of years for things to evolve, right?
That's the thing.
We've only built houses for what, the last couple thousand years, maybe we've had
Fungus is
like,
a
building.
very simple animal or organism. It's a very simple organism, so it can evolve faster. It's like viruses evolve yearly because they're so simple. They don't have a whole lot of
but I mean
mutations.
okay, so you're talking about more like a mutation, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean that's
basically,
all
right?
evolution is. It's a mutation coupled with
Yeah.
selective breeding. It just generally for larger and more complex organisms, it happens over a span of millions and millions of years, as opposed to viruses, which one year the flu virus will be the H1N1, next year it's the H1N2, and it's just subtly different because it's smart enough to get around the antibiotics that we put in for the H1N1.
That's pretty crazy to do that.
It's a smart bug, man. The flu virus is a smart bug.
Pretty wild.
So all of y'all are like my illegitimate fathers, all three of you. How do I buy a mattress?
I'm not paying child support. I'm not, new. How do you buy a mattress? You go to, I don't know. I bought mine from a mattress firm for.
Well, what kind of mattress are you looking for? Go to.
Actually, I literally all I have to do right now is hit the button, and then I will have a purple mattress.
I was going to say I wouldn't go with purple. Purple, the hex pattern on top of purple tends to compress pretty quickly. So I would either go with a Casper or a Ghost.
Well, the reason I brought up the purple one is because that was a problem with the first generation ones they were talking about.
Yep.
Apparently they made it better. I'm not sure.
My purple pillow is like the hex is flat where my head goes.
It's because your head's giant.
But
yeah, if you lay a 40-pound brick on top of a pillow, yes, of course it's going to go.
But I'm not talking about the reason 40 pounds. That's your head, Kevin. I'm 25 max.
Kettle black, right? I mean, no.
But I like it says it's for hot sleepers, and I sleep real hot.
It is really good for hot sleeping. Well, my Ghost mattress is also really great for hot sleeping. It keeps the stuff, and this is not a paid promotion for Ghost, but it's a pretty nice mattress.
And it's also 10-year warranty, so if that stuff starts sinking down, I would definitely bring that up with the warranty.
Yeah.
It's got that for 10 years. And then the other thing I wanted is because I can do a payment plan, I can get it financed. Because mattresses are so fucking expensive.
They're a lot.
Yeah.
You can keep them for a while. And most of them you can do that financing for like no interest. We did like no interest financing.
That's what mine's at.
Now, I'm going to say if you're going to spring for a mattress and you can get financing for it, the Sealy Sleep Number or one of those that you can put on top of the frame, the hospital bed frame that folds and moves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've got. That's nice.
Yeah. You got a Sealy.
Those are out of my
it's not a Sleep Number bed. I forget the name brand of it, but it came. We got the platform that the feet go up and the head goes up. It's not the feet. It's like your knees where your knees are.
Is it more comfortable? Is it like sitting in a chair, or is it just kind of like sitting in a hospital bed?
They have something. It's called like 0G. So there's like a point where your legs and your head are like there's a certain point where you almost feel weightless.
Oh, that's dope.
And it's pretty amazing.
Problem with those that lift your legs and lift your head is that you have to sleep on your back.
If
I'm
you're
a side sleeper or belly sleeper.
Yeah, but you can lay it flat.
Down.
It doesn't have to be in the seated position.
No, but what I'm saying is me buying a frame that lifts leg or head or both would be useless on me. Why spend the money? Because I sleep on my side, can't lift your legs, can't really. You could, but it wouldn't be comfortable.
No, it's not.
Or I sleep on my stomach, and same thing.
What it's for is when you're watching TV in bed.
It's awesome.
I don't have a TV in my bedroom.
Well, then don't buy one, Kevin.
Yeah, just don't buy one, Kevin.
That's what I was saying.
Close the show.
I was gonna say that it would make sense if you were a reader, and then I forgot that you don't know how to read.
Oh,
close out the show, Frakes.
I'm picking. Sorry, I got a text about something important. So Hey, thanks for coming and
Oh.
joining us on Noob Show. We had a blast. I hope you enjoyed it too. For all our international or just VPN users, listeners, thanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Keep an eye out for Troika episode coming
Yeah,
up here
and,
soon after this release.
Don't say soon.
Keep
Don't
an
get their
eye
hopes
on
up.
Homebrew Detritus.
Coming out eventually.
Yeah, well, just check out
Maybe.
our Homebrew Detritus YouTube. On our Twitch
Yeah.
streams, you'll see a Troika game come out soon. We just aired one two-parter here recently, and it was so fun. And also keep an eye out for my new character, who's really great.